Now, I may or may not have chosen to take a shortcut on the way back to the farm, seeing as I didn't want to drive the long way around. So, yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for another episode of Haut Beyleron Start From Scratch. So carrying on from last episode, we just finished planting our grass field. So we've slept for one day, it's now September, and we've got a growth state on the grass. So in preparation for, well, basically we're going to try and do silage, probably silage bales at this stage. However, we've got to get some equipment for that. I've also had a bit of a tidy up of the farmyard, so I've just got the equipment that we've got currently. So we've got our harvester, T9 New Holland, class trailer, and our grass roller slash seeder, and everyone's favourite lizard subsoiler, the king of ploughs, I like to say. Alright, so we've slept, we've gotten some used vehicles. I want to say used, and of course, the Dalbo Maxi Roll 630 green line has come up for sale used, even though last episode we purchased a brand new one, so such is life, but there you go. Always seems to be the way. Now we've got 109 grand in the bank. We do have, so we've got a cultivator here. What's the width on that? That's 14 meters. So our T9 would be able to tow that. What I'm really interested in is this Valtra G series. So up to 145 horsepower. And this is going to be our machine for grassland care and work. So mowing, rolling and seeding, but primarily mowing, probably windrowing as well. But yeah, basically grassland care. So we are going to fit it out with the, so if we get to the engine section, we're going to go the 145 horsepower engine option for an extra 17 grand. We're going to go, I always go Trollborgs. I mean, I'd be interested in if you guys in the comments have different experience with using different tyres. So whether they give you more traction, less traction, change up the gameplay mechanics, or if they're purely cosmetic. I'd be interested to find out about that. But I just go Trollborgs because why not? I think we're going to go, considering going narrow tyres for fertilising, but probably not at this stage. Obviously, because we own it, we'll be able to modify it down the track, but we'll just stick with standards for now. That's just the controls in the centre, so we'll just leave that as is. I'm going to go a front loader at some stage probably as well, but we'll just leave that for now. We'll change the colour, so I'm just going to go possibly maybe New Holland blue or something like that. Red, silver, yeah, maybe silver. And then I'm going to change the rim colour as well, so let's go white rims, so that looks pretty smart. Maybe we should change the colour on the main body. JCB yellow. Shootin'? I think it's Shootin', so they're the pump and hose people. I mean, I could spend all day here trying to figure out a colour, couldn't I? Look, let's just go silver. All right, let's get our AF Farms license plate. So I will, what are we going to do? Let's try this one. All right, AF Farms. Happy days. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's just see what that looks like on the vehicle. Cool. So that should be our default license plate for anything moving forward. All right, let's buy that. So 63,000. I feel like we've redeemed ourselves from letting go of that McCormick tractor that we sort of messed up on. Cool. Nice. So this probably actually needs a front weight as well. So I won't worry about the front weight now. What we probably need to do is let's check on our contracts quickly. So what do we got? Baling, cultivating. We've got harvesting still. Got a decent cultivating contract. I wonder if we can use the lizard subsoiler for that. I do want to get cracking with the mowing. So how many growth states do we need? Let's go back to the main farm. So I think it is, because we've still got seasons turned on, so we can grow up until, yeah, we've still got plenty of time for that. Okay, let's go over to our crop states. It is, so for some reason grass is turned off again. Oh, it's going to be one more day and then we can probably harvest it. So let's go and sleep. So it could just be two days of growth. And when I say 2 days, I've got 1 day months at the moment. So I may change that if it's becoming a bit of an issue with the season calendar. I know a lot of people play with 2-day seasons or 3-day seasons. I'm yet to see someone do 28-day seasons. I think that's a bit nuts. It just seems like it's a good sort of halfway point for things like this where so we're ready to harvest, so that's great. So that's what we wanted. So that was 2 days of in-game growth. We've still got the maxi roll. We've got the big roller, which we don't need. Right, let's go and see which sort of mower we're going to purchase. So how much cash we got? 58,000. Okay, so we've got 145 horsepower at our disposal, if I can remember where the mowers are. Right, so question is whether we're going to go the front and rear setup. I mean, looking at this, it looks like we are. That's 180 horsepower, so that's out of our ballpark. That's 70, that's 160, which we don't have the horsepower for. That'll do 10 meters. What's the Kun Espro? Not the Kun Espro, the Kun GMD 8.3. So this is what I've used before as well. Yeah, let's grab it. So I'm going to buy both of those. We could go this one, but I think I'd much prefer to have the larger working width. So let's buy that for 25 grand. Okay. Now, but before we get mowing, let's have a look at contracts. Okay, we've got a small cultivating contract. We've got a couple of harvesting contracts. Still got those baling contracts. So it's 1,000, so let's accept that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use our T9 and the subsoil. So I'll accept the contract without borrowing the items. So pressing square on that one. And we're going to utilise our own equipment for a change, which is actually a nice change of pace. So what it means is we don't have to take the hit, albeit a small hit on the field 24. That's where we're going. Yeah, taking a small hit on the lease fee. It's usually quite small, but nonetheless. It looks like we're in fall too, so nice visual change on the map. I do like that. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'll send this guy over on a worker. So the T9 will drive to the rough location, and then AI worker C not ready to drive, 9MT not in transport mode. How is that not in transport mode? I don't understand. Okay, let's try this again. Don't tell me you can't drive this over. Get real. So what's transport mode? It can't be like that, surely. Alright, through the magic of editing, I'm going to drive this over, and I will see you guys up there. Alright, here we are coming up to field 24, so it's just here. Now, because this is technically a plough, this may not be suitable for a cultivating contract, which would really suck, having driven this far and then not being able to carry out the work. Let's see if this will work. Don't have access to this land. What? It's because it's not a cultivator. I guarantee it. So, yeah. Yep. Exactly what I thought. So let's lower that. So because it'll turn it into a ploughed state, it's not going to... Yeah, it's not going to work. So let's... here I am talking up this plough slash cultivator slash subsoiler. I mean, I still love it. I think it's the best plough in the game. Just not suitable for cultivating contracts. So it's got to be in the cultivator category, clearly. Which is a bit annoying, but let's drive on back. So there's 5 minutes of my life I'm not going to get back, but anyway, live and learn. So I'll see you back at the main farm. Now, I may or may not have chosen to take a shortcut on the way back to the farm, seeing as I didn't want to drive the long way around. So, yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. Now I've obviously had to drive this back manually because the AI worker won't drive with the subsoiler on the back for whatever reason. So we're just going to go park up and we'll go jump in the Valtra. Alright, here we go. Let's get this mower hooked up and let's go cut some grass. Yeah, the Valtra is a bit of a zippy little thing. Alright, here we go. Let's take our little shortcut. Whoops, so we can get some air. Whoa! Off-road style. Really love the detail on the mowers, particularly this little air or wind detail. Very, very nice. Alright, let's go and cut some grass. So now what I potentially should have done here is rolled this field. So what's our fertilizer state? Yeah. So if we had rolled it and then slept for another day, we probably would have increased our yield a little bit. But I just want to get some mowing done. So let's turn that mower on. Okay, lower mower. Turn on. And we should be cooking with gas. Not unless you're in Victoria, Australia, who have just implemented a gas ban. So it's a bit unfortunate for my southern cousins. But that's Australia for you. Alright, yeah, if you're watching from Victoria, give me a shout out. Much appreciated. Alright, here we go. So we're off. So I think the plan too is I'm going to extend the grass fields into basically where this cotton is, where this path is, so I can just have one huge grass field. The reason why I want to do that is, well, basically have a heap of grass to cut, and I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is add sheep into the roster for money making strategies. The reason I would want to choose sheep is if we're going to go grass, we've got obviously grass, we can turn that into hay. We can feed the grass to sheep, and we can feed the hay to sheep to produce us wool. We can also bale the grass, turn it into grass silage. So we've got a couple of different options available to make money out of this grass. I know I've just said grass about 15 times in 30 seconds, but you get the idea. Alright, so I'm just going to go around the perimeter and then we'll set this guy off on a worker. And we will go from there. So, almost there. Now, truth be told, we're probably going to need a windrower of some sort as well. So, I might actually go and check out the shop. See if there's... I do have my eye on one that I like to buy outright. So, it's also the Kun brand. I do love the mowing animation. I mean... mowing is one of my favourite pastimes in real life as well. But my personal mower looks nothing like this, I can tell you that. Alright, let's get the worker going. Alright, nice work. Okay, so windrowers. So let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so we've got a couple of reasonably priced options. The one that we're probably going to go for, ideally, would be either the Swordro or the GA15131. This is the one I use on Erlengrat, but obviously it's 60 grand, so it's a little bit up there. So we're probably more likely going to have to go for one of these smaller working widths. How big is this one? This is 8.4. This is actually not too bad, really. So is this the Samaz? I've probably said that incorrectly, so feel free to correct me below. The Krone Swordro TS970. Oh, the other thing we're going to have to look at is getting a baler too. Oh, I hadn't even considered that. Dude, that was a bit silly. Because we want to do silage bales, right? Oh, we're going to need some coin. And all this stuff is very expensive. Okay. Alright, let's check in on our mower. Nice job. I mean, at least we do have a new tractor for the roster. We've got some mower equipment. We've got our harvester, so we can utilise that for harvesting. So we could probably, realistically, we could probably look to get another contract underway while we're waiting for... I'm going to have to abandon this one. We had the fail on earlier, so I'm just going to cancel that because there's no way we're going to collect on it because I don't have a cultivator of our own. What do I got here? This is a... this one is corn, don't have the correct header for that. And this one's sunflowers, don't have the correct header for that. Okay, so we're SOL on that. Not to worry. Let's go and see. Let's have a look at balers actually. So what can we afford at the moment? Not really. Yeah, we're going to have to either get a loan. So what we can afford with our tractor. Yeah, pretty small bales actually. That's going to be tiny. That's going to be tiny. I wonder if a forage wagon would be a better option. Because I would like to do silage bales from the get-go. That's 150 horsepower. That's 140. So we could do Bale with end turner. So what is that? Oh, that just turns it on its end, so it's not... Okay, that makes sense. 145. Oh, geez, we're gonna have to... This is gonna cost us a mint. Okay, let's go check out our financials. So what can we do here? So I really want to do silage bales because they're going to fetch the best price. So let's go have a look at the loan menu, if I can remember where it is. So we've got a current loan of 250,000. We can borrow... Actually, well, let me check the repayments actually. I know they were quite minuscule before. So 833,000. I mean, $833, so not much. So let's just crank up this loan. I think we can only have a max of 500,000 from memory. So we've got max loan, so I'm going to borrow that. Okay, so borrow that money. So we are really just leveraging ourselves to the max here. So that will now give us the opportunity to purchase a new baler. Okay, so we could do a two-part process, but it probably makes sense to do an all-in-one. So if we go one of these, so we've got 445 horsepower. Will this wrap? This one will wrap for us. Okay, so that's 145 horsepower, 78,000. It'll do 125 centimeter bales. The Rotana will do basically the same. So what's the difference here? Not a huge amount. Let's just double check our tractor horsepower requirement. So it's 145 horsepower. So let's go with the cheapest option that will do wrapping for us. So not this guy. So this one will do a round bale. Okay, it will... Okay, let's buy that. Geez, I hope this works, but one way to find out. And we'll go and buy the windrower that we want as well. So we're going to go the big fella. So let's go the... So how big is this? This is 8.4 meters. This one will do 14. I mean, the question is, do I be a little bit more conservative now, get something a bit smaller, or do we just go all out and make the investment early? Nah, let's go the big one. This is the one I like, so okay, let's buy that. Alright, dropping a bit of money here. Hopefully this doesn't end us, but I'm sure it won't. Famous last words, right? Okay, let's drop this off. Let's go and pick up our... So we're going to windrow this first, then we are going to bale it. So let's go and grab that. Go and grab that windrower. So I'll meet you guys over at the shop. Alright, let's check out these new purchases. Well, look at that. That baler is pretty big for this tractor. I mean, I'm sure it will work. Like, I know you can get away with having slightly higher horsepower requirements than your tractor can manage, and you're usually fine. But I try and stick to the recommended horsepower rating. Look at the size of this windrower though, huge. So this is going to make short work of that field, that's for sure. I mean, it is overkill for the size of field we have currently, but in our grand plan, when we expand this farm operation, it's gonna come back to help us for sure. Alright, let's get underway. So I'm going to windrow this first little section, and then we might we'll see how we're traveling. So oh, I missed a bit of grass. That was great. Anyway, we'll get that next time. I'm not quite sure why they missed that. It's unusual. So this process is not going to take very long at all. This is where I really favour having a big working width rather than a smaller working width. So let's see if I can turn this around. And yeah, that was a nice little turn there, if I do say so myself. I mean, nice animation too on the windrowers in particular. My compliments to the chef, and in this case the developers. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off windrowing this, and then we'll come back in for next episode and we'll get cracking on that baling. So thanks very much for watching, guys, really appreciate it. Any comments or feedback, leave them below. Consider liking the video, sharing it around. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out. So yeah, that'd be awesome if you could do those things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one, and bye for now.